All right, today our city realty radar is zeroed in on Bangalore. And let me tell you, what's happening there is, well, it's more than just a building boom. It's completely reshaping what we think of as a modern business hub. We're going to break down the sheer scale of it all, and believe me, the numbers tell one heck of a story. So, let's start with a big question. How do you actually measure a city's ambition? I mean, really, is it the culture, the innovation, the people? It's kind of this huge philosophical idea, right? Well, sometimes the answer is way more simple. It's tangible. You can literally just look up and count the cranes on the skyline. And in Bangalore, oh man, the story those cranes tell and the numbers behind them, it's just staggering. Okay, so let's start with the big picture. Bangalore is, without a doubt, India's office capital. I mean, it's the global tech and innovation powerhouse, and that's what's fueling all of this. We're talking about a level of development that is just on another level. It's completely unrivaled anywhere else in the country. Just look at this. You can see the city's dominance right away. Bangalore commands almost 23% of the entire country's grade A office stock. And, grade A, that's the good stuff, the modern, high-quality spaces that all the big companies are fighting for. Think about that for a second. That means nearly 1 out of every 4 square feet of premium office space in all of India is right here in this one city. That's insane. And to put that percentage into perspective, to really wrap your head around it, we're talking about a projected 229 million square feet of office space by the middle of 2025. That is just an immense, unbelievable footprint, all dedicated to work and innovation. But here's the thing. It's not just about the size. It's about the sheer momentum. The market is seeing a projected 26% jump in rental growth in just 3 years. That shows you just how fast the value of all this space is climbing. It's red hot. And you might think all this growth is just, reckless expansion, but it's not. Get this. A remarkable 73% of Bangalore's office stock has green certification. So the city isn't just building bigger, it's building a whole lot smarter and way more sustainably. Okay, so we've established the what. The scale is massive. Now let's get into the where. Where exactly is all this growth happening? Let's zoom in and map out the hotspots, from the traditional hubs to the brand new frontiers. So, when you look at the city's high-return zones, they basically fall into 2 camps. On one hand, you've got the core or preferred areas. These are the classic established hubs, places like the Outer Ring Road, Whitefield, Koramangala. Then, on the other hand, you have the emerging plays. These are the new frontiers, the next big thing. We're talking Sarjapur Road, North Bangalore. This is where the next wave of development is really taking shape. And if you want to know where the real engine room for future growth is, it's right there in those emerging areas. Specifically, what we call the city's peripheral business districts, or PBDs for short. These are the commercial hubs popping up on the city's outskirts, and trust me, that's where all the action is heading. And of course, the numbers totally back this up. We're looking at another 15 million square feet of top-tier, grade A supply planned for these PBDs through 2028. This is literally creating entirely new centers of gravity for the whole city. All right, this brings us to the final and maybe the most dramatic part of our story, building the future skyline. Because what's happening next isn't just about the city spreading out. No, it's about a fundamental shift, a vertical ascent. Okay, fast forward to 2030. By then, Bangalore's office stock is projected to hit a colossal 330 to 340 million square feet. Let that sink in. That's a 45% leap from where we are now, a trajectory that's pretty much guaranteed to keep it miles ahead of every other city in India. But here's the kicker. This massive expansion, it isn't just going outward anymore. It's not just about sprawling across more land. It's going up, way up, climbing toward the sky. So, as it stands today, the city has 138 office towers that are 40 floors or higher. I mean, that's already a pretty impressive modern skyline, right? Well, hold on. By 2030, another 180 new towers of that same height are expected to join them. 180? So the city isn't just growing, it's fundamentally changing its very shape right before our eyes. What this means is a projected 30% increase in skyscrapers in just a few short years. This is the kind of transformation that completely redefines a city's profile, its entire skyline, for a generation or more. And so, all of this leaves us with one last big question to think about. Bangalore is setting an incredibly powerful new precedent for vertical growth in the country. So as it keeps building upward at this absolutely breakneck pace, you just have to ask, what does this mean for the rest of India's skyline?